It's the final chapter of the college football playoff.
It comes down to this.
Miami's unmatched grit and tenacity through the postseason has led them home. The national title now within reach.
They are confident. They are battle-tested.
Undefeated Indiana, led by Chris Signetti and Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza, have the chance to take home their first title and claim college football immortality.
The most remarkable turnaround in the history of college football.
The College Football Playoff National Championship presented by AT&T. Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Did my card go through?
Oh no.
Your small business depends on its internet. So switch to Verizon Business. And you could get LTE business internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data for unlimited business.
There we go.
Get the internet you need at the price you want. Verizon Business. Starting price for LTE business internet, 25 megabits per second, unlimited data plan with select Verizon Business smartphone plan savings. Terms apply.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to No Question About That. This is the Tactics Show with Danish. I'm Ed. How's it going, Danish?
Good. It's very hot. I mean, no, it's not really that hot. I just struggle with the heat. So somehow I have shorts on.
9 months of the year, like, it's cold, it's rainy, it never stops raining. A bit of sun comes out and everyone's like, oh, I'm melting.
I like the cold.
Come on.
Honestly, I like the cold. The thing is, if it's cold, put a layer on. You're fine. If it's hot, what the hell do you do? Just sit there.
I see, I haven't got enough fat on me. I get cold.
And you're calling me fat now?
No. I am not saying you're fat or big boned. I just get cold.
Do you think I've got a big pelvis?
I've no idea about the state of your pelvis, mate.
Anyway.
I don't wish to. I'm sure there are many people who'd love to explore your pelvis. I will.
Well, not enough for my liking. Maybe the show will help.
Yeah, that's it. Fame. You'll get groupies.
Tactics show groupies. Just asking me about left wing backs and right wing backs. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Would you like to see my inverted wing back, baby? Deary me. All right, today we're going to talk a little bit about Amorim's problems last season, how he's trying to fix it, what the current state of the dealings mean for fixing that, and where there are still gaps, and what the team might look like by the end of the summer. I'm not sure we exactly have that picture clear in our minds. I mean, we know the club we're interested in buying a number 9. Didn't happen with Delap. Gyökeres is not interested. Too expensive, too risky, all of that. We'll see whether that picture changes by the end of the window. The Cunha deal is done. Bruno will get done soon enough. Funny, last time we talked, we were going, Bruno is on this. It's going to happen, but it will happen.
It will happen. It's just I don't really understand people who are like, we've heard nothing of the Bruno deal. It's June. It's June. Okay, we haven't not even out preseason yet.
I look at the hysterical coverage around Manchester United makes it seem like these deals are going on for way, way longer than other clubs, right? Every single club takes months to prepare, plan and organise their finances and their target list and negotiate with other clubs for multi-million-pound deals. They're rarely done in a couple of hours. And so everyone should calm the fuck down and see where we are by the end of August.
Transfers.
It's transfers. It gets everyone mental, doesn't it?
People, because you can't, there's no measurement of how well you're doing, right? You can't measure if it's going good or bad. People just want transfers. Like, that's the only thing that they think that, like, is going to make them win in the summer. Is, we got loads of transfers. But you're not watching any games, so you don't know how the team's going to play out. But I think it's really interesting to do sort of a lineup builder, a selection of a team, because I keep talking to different people and they keep giving me different teams. And then you sort of have to contextualize it by saying, well, Martinez would be in my Man United team all the time, but I'm forgetting he probably won't be up to speed till January. Probably won't get 90 minutes starting till February. That's a long time. It's still Christmas. It's a long time. He keeps getting injured. It's very concerning. So then I think it's important to do a lineup builder because there's a lot of moving parts. Not many people know how it's going to fully fit in. I don't either. We can make a good guess. We can make an educated guess. Yeah. For instance, there isn't that many midfielders. There's literally Mainoo, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Mount. Ugarte. Sorry, yeah. I mean, that's... Yeah.
And I don't know that we consider Mount number 8. So Amorim doesn't.
Has he played there under Amorim?
I don't think so.
No, he
always played ahead of Bruno. So, yeah, or why don't we work from back to front then and think about like what Amorim is trying to achieve and how short it is. So at the back, I mean, obviously we'll see what happens with the Onana situation.
How many defenders do you think we're playing at the back?
Yeah, well...
Do you think it'll be 5?
It will be 5.
It's a bad joke.
Well, whether you can think of the wing backs as attackers or defenders depends on where you're coming from. Amorim talks about them like they're attackers. They played like they were defenders for most of his time. Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. But I think there's the back three. I would be surprised if we sign a centre back, but if we do, it'll be later in the window. And because we're quite well stocked, even if there are a lot of question marks. I mean, you've got Maguire, De Ligt, Mazraoui, who I don't think will play much as a wing-back next season, given that we'll have Ahmad and Dalot as our 2 options there. Martinez injured until January, and Aiden Heaven. That's your basic lineup. Lindelof and Evans have gone. Tyler Fredrickson will probably get a loan, I imagine. So will Kulkoni, I imagine, as well. So unless they feel like there's a shortage there, that's our... It's 6 options for 3 places, or 6 come January. And the question there is, like, can we build and Euro. I completely forgot about Lane Euro.
I thought you mentioned Euro.
Yeah.
I thought you mentioned Euro.
I don't know, maybe I did. Who knows? Anyway, so some combination of those, and the question mark has been not really the defending per se, but the build-up out of the back.
Yeah, because, United are going to have... If Amorim gets to communicate the way he plays correctly in the summer, and he should do, United are going to have the majority of the ball for most of these games.
Yeah.
So I think it matters more whether you can bring it out from the back and whether you can break lines with your passing more than your defending.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't have De Ligt start. I just wouldn't. He's a good headed, click it clear defender.
I would only have him in the central, because I think in those channels,
because
not only is he not a good defender in the channels, but his passing gets exposed as well in this system.
That's the other thing to think about in this back 3. I don't know why. Well, no, I kind of understand why they do it. The central centre back. I hate when they. By the way, I hate when they say CCB online. Just say central centre back. All right,
is that a FIFA Football Manager thing? That's
I don't know what it just ticks me off. CCB, like, come on, this is not Alpha Tango Cash or whatever it's called. Okay, call it the central centre back, idiot.
But we do this with we sometimes do that with acronyms, but also we go with numbers as well.
But
number
CCB
6,
is not
8,
cool.
Number 9, number 10.
It's not even cool. All right, stop making CCB happen. It's not cool.
All right, Danish has said so. Stop it.
Stop it. Anyway, okay, the CCB. If it's De Ligt, that will, like you said, that'll be probably where he's best because his passing doesn't really get it. It's not really of merit there. I want all 3 of them to pass it. All 3 of them need to be good at passing. All 3 of them need to be good at breaking lines. All the best teams, their centre-backs can break through the lines very easily. Van Dijk can do it. Konate can do it. Ruben Diaz can do it. All of City's defenders can do it. Gabriel can do it. Saliba can do it. And Levi Colwill is getting better at it as well.
Yeah.
So... I want Euro, I want Heaven, and I want Maguire. A lot of people don't like Maguire. I don't really care anymore. Maguire is the one that can find gaps wide.
I don't mind him. I like him much better in a back 3 than I do in a back 2. He's less exposed, And in that central area, he is a good passer of the ball. He's just a bit slow with it. Both with the passing and the running. So if we were looking for the perfect Maguire replacement, he would be quicker and think quicker as well.
Basically better. But,
just better, yeah.
But I keep looking at those passes that he does when they have it in the back three, the midfield two are marked, and he manages to find a left half space ball to the wide winger. The wide wing back, and you go, okay, that's exactly what I want. So I'd go with Euro, Heaven, and Maguire / Delict, play De Ligt in the big games. Let Heaven and Euro bring it out with the way they were, 20 yards forward, and find gaps in those half spaces when the two left, so the left 10 and the right 10 drop deep. And then the wing backs are a little bit of a problem. I don't know about you, but who would you have?
Dorgu and Ahmad in games where it makes sense, where we think we're going to have 60% of the ball. So I think we averaged 53% of the ball last season, despite being absolutely shit for most of the... So tick that up a couple of points because we're really going to lean into Amorim's system. So I'd have Dorgu because he makes the penetrating runs. We know that his end product is pretty average, but I just look at moments where the inside left 10 breaks into the centre, Cunha. It leaves a lot of space for Dorgu. He's going to get a lot of room to overlap and cause some damage for those cutback goals, the Amorim goal that we would like to see more of for whoever the third man coming in is, right? So I like the raw ingredients there. I think it's very raw. He'd played about 60 games in Serie A, right? He's 20 years old. Yeah. He's very raw. On the other side, in games where we have a lot of possession, Ahmad will play there. When we don't, and depending on rotation options or whether we don't get a number 9, if we don't get a number 9, it could be that Ahmad plays further forward and one of Mbeumo or Cunha moves into the centre area. Yeah. And we play Dalot at right wing back. I don't want to see Mazraoui there. I think he's a lovely footballer, but he's a great option for many, many positions. Left or right centre back, left or right wing back when we have to. He's a beautiful footballer, but his lack of physicality in a team that's not very physical kind of worries me, So despite being a very, very composed footballer.
I wonder what happens then, because Mazraoui was signed last summer, right? Dalot is always in the team. He's always playing. He's always
6 out of 10. He's always mediocre.
I know, yeah.
He's consistently mediocre.
There's always problems with his performance. I just feel as though Amorim will play one of them. I don't know. I don't see him dropping, but then I would personally have... We can talk about the lineups that I would have and you would have, then the lineups that the coach is probably going to put in. I would like to see Ahmad, Dorgu, Euro, Heaven, Maguire, your two midfielders, Cunha and Mbeumo, and another striker. Whether he I feel like he'll put Dalot in, though. I just feel like he will. Even though
he's reliable in that he's always fit as well.
He's reliable in that he's always fit. But it's the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems that we can, use it as a segue that they had last season was even when they got into those positions, wide right, wide left, inside half space, got to the byline, the crossing was awful. So the crossing was bad, and you don't flood players into the box. So how the hell are you going to score in Amorim's system? Because that's the two things. There's two things you need to check off. You need to flood the box. You need to get crosses into the box. The crosses that you get into the box, they need to be purposeful. Who can cross the ball in that team apart from Fernandes?
Yeah, well, no one. But I think, Ahmad's got a good, decent final delivery. And Mbeumo really does. He's very good with that.
Yes, he's very good.
Mbeumo, coming off the right with his left foot, he has, one day we'll get it right. He has a very good... I'm a little less worried about it. Not from the wing-backs, because Dorgu, you're like... You think, maybe he's having a better game, and then he shanks one into the fucking Stretford end, and you're like, yeah, all right. Look, depending on the type of game, I do not expect him to play Dorgu and Ahmad in wing-backs in games where we're going to be under more pressure against the bigger clubs, right? And I know 14 teams in the league were bigger clubs than us last season in terms of performance, but it's not going to be there in the season coming. So it's not perfect for sure. They are not rounded players. Ahmad has a lot of work to do on the defensive side of his game. We saw that in games towards the end of last season where he made mistakes. Dorgu has a lot of work to do on the kind of neat and tidiness of his passing and final delivery. His physicality is great.
His runs were very good
Very good. Very good.
There's a certain someone who just kept ignoring his messages.
Who could that be? I
don't know. I think he's Argentinian.
Why don't you drop an Instagram post out there and tell us who it might be?
I'll drop an Instagram post with his name on the back of my T-shirt.
Yeah, and a Napoli shirt, no?
Yeah, I think I will. In between a Nissan, that's my car.
You got a Nissan?
Yeah.
You shouldn't brag about it. What, a good Nissan?
What the hell? What do you mean? What's wrong with a Nissan? You leave Nissan alone.
Nothing wrong with a Nissan. It's a bit boring now, isn't it?
It's an electric car. It's lovely.
Oh, you got a Leaf.
How the hell did you know?
Well, it's the only electric one they do.
Driving electric is the easiest thing in the world. It's lovely.
Sure. Yeah, mine goes vroom vroom though, so there you go.
I don't care.
Not only do I cruise around going, hey, ladies, I'm a content creator, but I'm like, I've got an open top and it's got an Italian V8 in it. So, no, it doesn't. If the wife is watching, I do not do that. Yeah.
I drive around, roll the window down and say, so who do you think is going to be the central centre-back for Man United this season?
Yeah, no wonder no one is checking out your pelvis, Danish. That is not the approach to it. What we haven't talked about, we talked about a lot of wing-backs, and I 100% agree with the assessment of the centre-backs. I would like to see Yoro, Heaven and Maguire as our starting three. Even if there's other combinations you come up with, I think that's got the right blend of especially passing. I do think we're going to see a lot of Dorgu and Ahmad in certain games and Dorgu and Dalot in other games. The big chunk missing from that assessment is the two in central midfield. Yeah. Given our options of Cunha and Mbeumo, who do tend to play a lot of games. I mean, Mbeumo played every single minute of Brentford's season. At least in the league, Cunha got a couple of suspensions, so, he didn't play all of them. He's got a bit of fire in the belly. But that means that Bruno is likely to be playing at 8. That gives us a real,
I think
very likely.
I think,
and I think we were both impressed with his ability to adapt to that position and how he changed his game. It wasn't all Hollywood ball, was it? It was he played like a number 8. But the balance of who we've got alongside him, Casemiro doesn't have the legs to cover him. Ugarte, we know, was brilliant at some things, but does he cover ground? No,
really bad at those.
He can't pass the ball. For shit.
He had some genuinely stinking periods. I remember the first half against Athletic Club. Awful. Yeah. I can't believe that happened.
And then Kobbie, who we hear is on some extreme fitness program this summer to get him more physical and moving around the pitch. But the two things that he's 19, right? So time and all that. But the two things that we want to see develop from him are the physicality and getting around the pitch and his range of passing. He's quite conservative with it. Right, it doesn't mean that those things can't improve, but it doesn't feel like the right blend with Bruno.
It's a little bit bizarre to me that they've sent him on like this training program when he had one of the best breakout seasons a young player has ever had in the league.
Yeah,
It's really weird to me. Like, I don't get that. This guy, he saved Ten Hag's season, first of all, because we all got distracted by the fact that, oh my God, we're so crap in the league. But now we got a kid who's literally getting the ball from defense, taking it into attack by himself.
Yeah.
And he's doing it in stadiums that are supposed to be really intimidating. He played against, I think, Goodison Park, Galatasaray. The other one was Anfield. Got good results. A good performance in each game. And they got results against Everton and Liverpool. And I think they should have got something better out of Galatasaray. So it's really bizarre to me that after looking at that, they're going, oh, well, now we need to send him on a program. I'm sure.
But he got injured. It's just about Amorim.
Idiots will come back to me and be like, no, you're an idiot. But it's probably because he played too many minutes, this, that, the other. Yeah. So I think it'll be Bruno and likely Kobbie. That's what I would like. Kobbie / Fernandes. If you are playing games in the winter where you need to tackle a lot and you're getting pressed a lot, throw Ugarte in there. And he'll get himself about on the pitch. I feel as though I want to see more rotation and more movement in build-up. I want to see, instead of the centre-backs passing it around each other and then going long, pass it around each other, move some rotations about. The central centre-back should be moving about the way Inter The way Inter's back three move about a lot, where you see Bastoni's like up front as well.
Yeah.
De Vrij is sometimes on the wing. They do that to confuse the opposition.
Yeah.
They move them about, and that means that other space is open for other United players to go into. So I want that. And then I want to see Fernandes and Mainoo finding space as well, but you do that with rotations and movement. If you think about the Europa League final and the amount of times they just would move it side to side, go long to Højlund, it didn't work. I don't want to see that again.
Yeah.
It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? No. A strong deodorant? Yes. A six-pack of abs? Nope. Six-pack of beer? Yes. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol 21 plus and in select cities. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
I have created the most advanced AI soldier.
The wait is over. Tron Ares now streaming on Disney+.
We are looking for something you've discovered. Give me something to believe in. And some of us will stop at nothing to get it.
Ready? The countdown is complete.
There's no going back.
Our directive is clear.
Hang on!
Tron Ares now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip. When it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
But going back to the lineup selector, I think it'll be Fernandes and Mainoo. But for them to be effective, you need to get him into positions and places where they're going to find cutting passes. Fernandes, from deep, his passing had really improved last season when he'd gotten more calmer. I want to see Mainoo like he was in his first Ten Hag season. It sounds really simple, but I want to see him take the ball on the half turn, take two defenders on, and then move the ball forward and progress with it. But that would be my starting two. Fernandes, Mainoo, the back five, and then Buemo, Cunha, and a striker that isn't Højlund.
Yeah. Before we move on from Fernandes and Mainoo, I think the concern there is on the defensive side of things more than the attacking side of things. Mainoo, great in those small spaces, very press resistant. Bruno, less so. Can be a little bit trying to get rid of a hot potato if he's under pressure, especially with his back to goal. But we know the kind of range of passing and how sensible he played in some of those games at number 8. And his physicality, although he's not physical and big, he gets around the pitch and he doesn't stop running. Yeah. So I think it's on the defensive side of things with the transition. Is it all on Kobbie to do the cleanup then? That would be the worry, right?
No. Because I keep thinking about the amount of defensive tackles Fernandes puts in when he's running back.
And so does Kobbie. If you look at his numbers, when he was playing the season before last, his number of tackles, interceptions, ball recoveries and stuff like that are very, very high. It's just, I don't think people look at him and go, oh yeah, obviously he's a number 6, right? I don't think Amorim does either. Amorim couldn't decide. He played him at number 10, number 6. He's really somewhere in between that. What's the difference between 6 and 10? What could it be exactly?
Sure. But in an ideal world, we play in a way where we control the ball for 60, 70% of the game. When a turnover happens, we quickly turn it back over again. City are really good at that.
With the high press.
Really good at that.
Yep.
Even if you don't turn it over, make a smart foul.
Yep.
You know, as the ball is turned over, quickly win it back, pin them back in. That's what I would want to see. But you're right, in the more combative games, or in a game where you're playing Moises Caicedo or Liverpool's bitey midfield, I was looking at that midfield and go, no one really puts his finger on how nasty their runners are. Szoboszlai runs a lot. McAllister runs a lot. They always put in tackles. They always get in yellow cards. In those games, maybe put Ugarte in. Give Uncle Casemiro some 20 minutes out. Let him grab some ears and say, this is how you do it, kid. But I'd like one more. Even if it's someone to play some winter minutes. Someone, just another option is what you need sometimes, unless you're going to convert a defender to do that.
Yeah, well, I don't see an obvious route.
Well,
to
maybe.
that, but yeah.
I mean, we might see Cunha there one or two times. Like rarely, I know, but like Amorim tried some weird stuff last season too. We had Mainoo false nine, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think a big bastard who is extremely physical and not shit with the ball would be good. It seems like a combination of two profiles. It's funny, as an old schooler, I think I'm now an old schooler.
Now,
in,
now,
I think,
sure now.
Now,
yeah. Just now.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
now. Okay.
Fuck you, Mr. Iqbal. I'm not that old. I am.
Oh, God.
As an old schooler, I look at players like Brian Robson or even Roy Keane, who's not even that long ago. He left the club, 20 years. But again, this is going to sound very okay boomer, but you wouldn't necessarily go, oh, that's an obvious. How would you tie them down to a role in this way of thinking, right? Roy Keane wasn't a defensive midfielder. He was the best passer in the bloody team. And he was...
Brilliant,
yeah. It was only in his very later years that he became much more defensively minded. Brian Robson, again, like all over the pitch. So modern tactical thinking has very prescribed roles for each player. That wasn't necessarily the case 20 or 30 years ago, right? So, my thinking is a little bit, why can't he do all the kind of things? But Amorim does like specialists in most of his positions. So it will be interesting to see what they do there. But legs would be good. That might depend on Casemiro leaving, which seems very unlikely at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Given the Saudi League has not really been focusing on older players, and no one else would buy him on his level of wages and the PSL position we're in. So I think we're stuck with him for not many games next season. It won't feel like...
I don't mind. I don't think it's a bad idea to keep him.
I like him in the squad. I just think he was better in those less intense European games than in the Premier League.
Yes, everybody was. Everybody was, yeah.
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 All right, yeah. So we are short. We didn't even talk about the goalkeeper. Definitely short there.
It doesn't look like there's any movement there. It looks like they're just sticking with Onana.
Yeah, I mean, it's the finances that's the problem.
I personally think if he makes 2-3 more mistakes, it becomes a very big problem. I think it's a very big problem already because he's
no one has confidence in him. Yeah,
no, but he's kind of been horrendous at big moments, right? Big moments. The Champions League campaign in the first season, the Lyon game. After talking shit for a week, like there's so many mistakes in the league last season. I'm thinking back to so many, like Brighton. He's just not been good. He's not been good. Would you go as far as to say he's been an awful signing? I think I would.
No, I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, although he started...
Wait, he's a keeper who routinely makes mistakes.
Yes, he is.
That's like the one thing you can't do as a keeper. It feels like with him and Sanchez at Chelsea, we're all just sitting there going, yeah, he's going to make a mistake. I don't know. I don't get it.
I think you're right. He's destroyed both the players and fans' confidence and probably the manager's confidence with those mistakes. I do look to his excellent reflexes and ability to stop shots above the average goalkeeper that has saved his numbers, right? But that's not the way people like a keeper that makes the average number of errors or let's say, put it another way, cannot get to that one that's a 80% chance of scoring and going into the corner, doesn't get his fingertips to it. People would mostly go, oh, okay, it was a good shot into the corner. The above average keeper saves that and it saves us a goal. But if they do that and then one goes through their fingers, that's an obvious error. Now, net, it's even in terms of goals conceded, but that's not the way people think about it, right? You cannot make that number of mistakes as a goalkeeper and survive, and that's why I think... and we don't get the passing range from him that we expected, right? So what is the benefit?
That's one thing we need to sort out. It feels like the passes always go to the player, but sometimes they're in the area of where they should be. They come at such a weird angle that it's hard for them to trap it. But we're not getting a new keeper, so let's just move on.
No, we're going to have to live with him, sadly. But we'll see. We get a new number 2 because if it's an interesting, high-quality younger player or someone who could challenge him, we might see that change, as you say, once we've had a couple of mistakes. Tactically, can United live without a new number 9? If we don't get one, and we missed out on Delap, who looks like he might be third choice at Chelsea, once all the signings are in, we probably missing out on Gyökeres because of the cost involved and his preference to be in the Champions League. We'll see whether that changes if a move to Arsenal doesn't happen and his choices close down and Sporting get more sensible around the fee. But if we don't get a number 9, can we live with Højlund and or Xerxes or some combination of Cunha, Buemo and Bumo? I will train my brain.
I think they're going to get... It looks like the priority is to get a 9. So I think they will get someone through the door. It seems like to me, from what I've read and heard, that's going to be the priority. Otherwise it's Xerxes and Bumo, Cunha. Bumo can play there. Cunha can probably play there. Maybe you do a thing where you push Fernandes up a little bit more, put Ugarte in midfield next to Mainoo or Casemiro, whoever, make Bumo go play up front.
Yeah.
At the very least, the Cunha and Bumo situations, they will cover the fact that they can both play there. But I think they're going to get a number 9. By the sounds of things, and I think today they're saying Ollie Watkins.
I'd be surprised if it's Ollie Watkins. That's agent driven.
I'd be surprised, but it's a clear direction of, okay, that's the next target.
Yeah. Well, Villa don't need to sell because they just sold the women's team to themselves to solve their PSL problem on the last day of the PSL window. What a surprise. Anyway, this is a tactics show, not a finance show.
It's always the PR's released beautifully. I reckon they did that days ago, and then on the last days, remember, look at what we're doing, kind of thing. And then
maybe we'll check Company's House out for when the actual transaction happened, but it's there's no pressure, and I think Ollie Watkins' agent is looking for a large contract, so hence the links with Arsenal and now United. So I don't think much of that one, could be proven wrong, but I'd be really surprised. But what's the profile, right? Are we just assuming it's a Gyökeres style profile, like a battering ram type striker, same with Delap, right? Is that what he's looking for? Is there another type of striker that could fulfill that role that Amorim needs?
Someone physical, but it's very like Delap doesn't gobble up that many goals, and Gyökeres or Gyökeres or whatever, I always get it wrong.
No, I think we had Tom on the extra. I keep saying I'd clip at how he said it because he's of Hungarian descent, right?
So you say it right.
In Hungarian, it sounds a bit more like Gyökeres. In Swedish, there's more emphasis on the Y than the G, but yeah, it seems anyway. Yeah,
I want someone who isn't just a Haaland or an Isak. I want a mixture of both, right? Haaland is probably one of the best finishers ever, or the best finisher ever. But he can't drop deep. He can't take it on the half turn and takes 2 or 3 defenders on and make something happen. Isak can do both, right? Mm-hmm. He can get you 25 goals a season, but you can also fizz it into him when he's deep. He'll take a take a defender on. He can go wide. He can dribble past you. He's got trickery. He's got pace. I want an Isak. I don't want a Haaland. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But
Isak type, all rounder.
They don't exist. Yeah. They don't exist. It's not. They're not going to shopping at Tesco. It's not. They can't. There's not. Victor Osimhen is the striker who does that, but I don't. There's problems with probably his agent and his contract because he doesn't want to get paid a lot by Saudi. So maybe there's issues there. It's not easy. A transfer market isn't easy because you're trying to get what you want, but there's also other competitors trying to get what they want, and they're like, of course, yeah, but if you do that, I'm going to snake you. So I'm just telling you what I want.
Football is completely cutthroat. I mean, you talked about Tesco, like their competition is Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Aldi, Lidl, whatever. Right? M&S. We've just named supermarkets now, shall we? Yeah. If you were making an 11 out of all the supermarkets of no. So, but United have, given the money in the Premier League, another 15 clubs they're competing with for. Given Bournemouth, 12,000 average crowd can outbid pretty much any Italian club, right? The Premier League's got so much money, so you've got that level of competition, and then you're competing with all the top level clubs around Europe for similar quality players. So yes, it's ruthless and it's cutthroat, and because of the level of money, there's no pressure on English clubs to sell. That's why it's taking a very long time. And Brentford are playing hardball around Bumo. They may not have a replacement lined up, and it's just going to take a little while. So it is really difficult to get the players you want. And at number 9, because most clubs around Europe now play with only one striker and not two, there feels like there are fewer of the profile of strikers, you said, big physical fucker who can run into channels, but also get on the end of those cutbacks. Fewer of those type of players than there once were, and at elite level, very, very few. Right, so Chelsea have done their deal. I guess they're not looking for another striker. Now they got João Pedro. Arsenal looks
I would have loved him.
He's a good player. He's a very good player. 50 million might look like a very good deal.
I think he's absolutely excellent. I don't think he's good. I think he's excellent.
So that one's off the table. Arsenal look like they'll do a deal for Sesko or Gyökeres. Maybe there's another.
Gyökeres, yeah. They're doing this weird romantic comedy thing where it's like, oh, which one do I pick?
I go with both. Menage a trois of strikers. They made a bid for Ollie Watkins in the winter. It wasn't enough. Villa turned them down. Villa, as I said, under less pressure to sell now that they've sold their entire women's team to themselves for, it looks like 55 million. So, just so disgustingly wrong on many levels, which is a long way of saying it's quite hard for United to get a deal for the profile of striker that we want for the kind of money that we will have once we've sold all the players we like to live. Comes back to my original question. How much of a disaster is it? Tactically and in terms of the profile of team that Amorim wants, and how many compromises will Amorim end up making? And we just talked about Mbeumo and Cunha potentially playing up front. Bruno at 8 feels like another compromise he's going to have to make because he doesn't get a number 9 with his profile or a midfielder or both.
I think it'll be quite a big disaster because it feels like that's what they're going for. Like I said earlier in the pod, it feels like that's the next direction that they're going for. You haven't seen any midfielder links. We've seen like one, hey, are you up? Link to Emi Martinez. Like a little tip of the hat to say, look, we're here if you want us kind of thing. But that's not, it feels like a lot of it is from his agent. Yeah, a lot of it is hearsay from his agent. But I think it'll be quite a disaster if they don't get somebody because that's what they are going for next. From what it feels like from the links, to I think Osimhen and then Watkins today, and Gyökeres has been in there as well. It feels like that's what they are buying for next, and it feels like they don't want to be in a position where they're short in that position. Even though midfield clearly looks like it needs beefing up as well.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Whether your business has 6 floors or 6 employees, Walmart Business has everything you need to save time, money, and hassle. You can restock your break room with bulk ordering or bulk up your ordering team with shared payments. And you can get it all delivered straight to your business's door, whether that's on Wall Street or Main Street. Walmart Business. It's the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
Año nuevo, los mismos Extra Value Meals en McDonald's. Ahora te puedes llevar 2 snack wraps y papitas y una bebida mediana por solo $8. Solo por tiempo limitado. Precios y participación pueden variar. Los precios pueden ser más altos en Hawaii, Alaska y California y con entrega.
Yeah, a lot of work. But, I think we talked on the Tactics show over the last few months about, we kind of know the end point. Depending on how much Amorim adapts his system to the Premier League, which he hasn't really done yet. It's interesting, he's not made any adaptation, which is a bit of a red flag, but I'm not saying a big red flag, but a tiny little one.
I think the only adaptations that were made were when we played Ipswich, Arsenal, I think somebody else like Man City. And he said, we need the points and we've got too many injuries. So this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That was when it was like sit deep and counter. That was the only adaptations I've seen. Then after that, it was like,
he doesn't want to build a team that looks like that. Yeah. It would give me Ten Hag vibes if we played a lot of counter-attacking football this season when he clearly wants to adapt the team to not do that. So if he was like, I need the points, then you're looking at a manager under pressure who's given up on his principles in order to get the points, and then therefore the team building takes a back seat to the immediate pressures. I don't kind of expect that. I may be totally wrong about that, but I think Amorim is like quite single-minded in what he wants. The fact that he's taken two massive decisions on kicking out Rashford and Garnacho, not making an argument about that. I'm just saying he's made those really big decisions which have very large consequential financial implications for United and team building implications. Sure. Tells me he's a manager who's very single-minded about what he wants. He has faith from the only person that really matters in this, which is Jim Ratcliffe. Of course, every owner talks about their manager as being the best manager ever until the second that they're fired, and then they're not. But it feels like there's a lot of faith there, and that he's going to progress towards his vision. And the restraints are on how much money United have, both in terms of PSR headroom, quite a bit actually. Don't listen to Magic Hat on Twitter. He's painted a very bleak scenario. And so the financial constraints around cash, PSR should be all right. And cash is very much driven by when and how much they get for Alejandro Garnacho. A bit less so Marcus Rashford, Anthony and Sancho deals, and then coming out net even, we're all right. Right? So that is going to determine how much money we have for that striker we want and that midfielder we want. And the goalkeeper will only get done if they find a buyer.
I think you summed it up very well.
Done a few of these pods. Talk too much.
You're very good at this.
No, I don't. Well, it's not what the listeners say. They're like, you twat. Give me your 1 to 11 now for the start of the new season.
That's how we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Dogu, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Diallo, Fernandes, Mainoo, Cunha, and Buemo to be announced. TBC.
It's very close.
We'll put Zirkzee in there for now.
Yeah, I would prefer that than Højlund. Although it's a completely different profile of he comes deep rather than goes forward. So it's not the profile I think Amorim wants. But yeah, I think my 11 would be very close. I have just a moment's pause around Kobbie Mainoo, but it depends on the types of. We're playing Arsenal on the opening day of the season.
Oh
wait, are we or is that coming up? No, that's the first game, isn't it?
No, we are. We are at Arsenal. Yeah. So it's. Be a big barometer. The first 3 games, huge barometer of how far we've come. I think the first 3-4 games, I think we're going to know, all right, fine, yeah, this is the guy to take us forward, or no, you've messed it up and go again. Literally, I think within the 4 games, we're going to know. I'm sorry, we will.
Yes, first 8, that's a quarter of the season. Brutal. Just absolutely brutal. We play everybody.
Well, I think that's better. I genuinely think that's better.
Yep. Well, preseason training starts on the 7th of July. That's in about a week's time. We have our first game around the 20th.
I'm really enjoying the break.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the break. I don't know what it is. I was so exhausted by last season. I'll get up for it again, but it's more so like
it was a lot.
The levels were just so. It was so bad. So yeah.
Very good. Yeah, my 11 is very, very similar, and I agree. I would rather go with Zirkzee up front than Højlund, even though that isn't the profile of striker I think Amorim wants. We'll see. They're not going to do the deal by the 7th. It's taking a very long time. They need to get some exits first, but by the opening day of the season, mid-August, I think we have quite a lot of time until then. That's 6 weeks for some of the moving pieces to happen. This is the tactics show, not the transfers show or the finance pod, but I'd expect Rashford to go right up to the end of the window and probably end up being alone. Garnacho, there will be quite a lot of buyers, and it just depends on how much they want to hold out for the biggest number possible, on whether that gets done earlier or later. We'll see on that one. But yeah, a lot of moving pieces. But yes, 2 mega positions in central midfield and striker that will, I think, really dictate a lot of what else happens. Yeah. All right, there you go. Danish, good to have you back on.
Good to be back on. Enjoy the summer, everyone.
Yeah, I'm not moaning about the heat. You're moaning about the heat.
I am. It's too hot.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. You can catch us on Patreon if you want to get our extra show. You can find me on Substack. Have you started your Substack yet? Are you going to do one?
It's already there. My Substack's been there for ages. I need to get it back up again because Elon halted the traffic. My Substack is there.
Yeah.
It'll be back this season. It's just
very good.
Writing for other people has taken priority.
Yeah. Yeah. Elon, yes, kills anything that has a Substack link. Nobody sees it. I see, even though I don't pay Elon, which I know I should in order to get reach and all that. I just have this visceral, I just don't want to pay him money. But there you go.
For anything. Full stop. Ended there. We don't want to pay money for anything.
No, well, yeah, that's true. It's less the paying of money. It's the who one is paying money to that is the problem. But I guess there's an argument if you get as much back as you give out, then blah, 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 blah. But yes, Substack kills all the reach. There you go. Thank you very much, everyone. Find us on Patreon, on the socials. Danish is absolutely everywhere at the moment. Pod whore that he is, and writing whore. And catch us on the Patreon for the extra show, which I'm going to bully someone into talking about the Athletics' very, very long piece on Sheikh Mansour and the very dodgy stuff he gets up to. It's a good read, by the way. It was in the New York Times.
No, yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah. All right. See you, everyone. Bye, Arnish.
Bye.